Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Tuesday, April 26, 2022. Dare I say spring day? I don't know. It's kind of cold out there today. And, well, as we learned from the forecast this morning, almost was like cold and moody is like the way I wanted to say. It's cold and cloudy, but cold and moody. Like that's kind of how the day feels when you get into these cold days. But, you know, is what it is. Somebody told me though, is there ever going to be spring anymore? And I was like, well, what is spring? Because I don't know how you define it at this point. It's that transition time, but whew, it's just been I don't know. Maybe as the older I get, the more wise I get. Like, well, I like warm temperatures, but I do like wintertime too. So I mean, it's what it is. But you don't need to hear me talk about that. You got to live it in person today, and it says there is a slight warm up later in the week, so we'll look forward to that. But rain chances also coming. Remember, spring showers bring May flowers, and hopefully we'll see some more warm temperatures in the month of May. Well, we've got a lot to talk about here on Talking Fitchburg. We'll get you the latest headlines coming up. Plus, maybe this is part of spring equals stress. So I thought today it is Stress Awareness Month that we would talk a little bit about stress, how to deal with it, resources, that sort of thing. And we'll have that coming up for you here in just a little bit of time. Plus, we'll check in with Chad Brecklin, our city administrator. We talked to him earlier this month. He'll share some updates on things happening in and around the city. So we'll have all of that coming up for you here on today's show. But first, let's get you the latest headlines. We start with construction. Yes, road construction. See, this is why we have to talk about stress, because there's just more stress. County Highway MM and McCoy Road intersection improvements. This is going to be getting started. The barrels are going to be placed. You'll see the electronic signage out there. DOT is working on this project. And what's happening here is they're installing some traffic lights. Yeah, stoplights will be added here. They were temporarily up while US Highway 14 was getting work done. Then they took them down because that was only part of that project, even though we had plans for putting them back up. So they are coming back up, and there's 5 stages to this project. So as each stage happens, we'll continue to update you. What we want to make sure you know is there's going to be some closures on and off. There's also going to be only certain turn directions that you can make during this project. 2 important ones. One, if you're on McCoy Road, you can only turn right onto Highway MM. That's right. You will only be able to turn right to County Highway MM from McCoy Road. And then if you're on County Road MM and you want to make a left turn onto McCoy, not happening. There'll be no left turn onto McCoy Road during this project. So keep that in mind. Plan ahead, because if you're trying to make a left onto McCoy, you're going to have to go up to Rimrock before you can make that turn to turn around or find another route, but not happening there. You'll still be able to turn right off of MM in there, and you'll be able to, again, turn right onto County High off of McCoy. Again, we'll update you with this later next week. We'll have updates of road construction projects coming up in the city of Fitchburg. All right, turning to some fun stuff here. Adult Craft Evening. There's still time to register for the Adult Craft Evening on Wednesday night, April 27th at 6:30 p.m. Enjoy socializing with some fellow grown-ups at the library this month. Watercolor mugs. I love mugs, so I might have to stop by for this one at the Fitchburg Public Library meeting room to make your mug. Supplies are limited, so registration is required. Call us at 608-729-1763 to get yourself registered. Business Before 9 is going to be open to everybody this upcoming month of May. You can join the Fitchburg Chamber for their monthly Business Before 9. We call it BB9. To learn more about the McKenzie Regional Workforce Center, focuses on providing young youth adults with careers in skilled trades. This will create generation changes within families. The center will be an active partnership between Madison Area Builder Association and the Dane County Boys and Girls Club. Everyone is welcome. Register at the Chamber's website. Again, no fees or dues are for this. This is open to everybody. We'll also be broadcasting this live via stream, so you can check it out there through the Chamber's website. Ballroom Basics for Balance. Fitchburg Senior Center has this class for you. It's starting up on June 16th at 6 p.m. Ballroom Basics for Balance is a fun way for you to regain your balance and have fun while doing it. This 10-week series for only $60 will be a 1 hour and 15 minutes on Thursday. Payment is due within 1 week of registration. Payments can be made or can be dropped off at the Fitchburg Senior Center or sent to the Fitchburg Senior Center at 5510 Lacey Road. Registration can be done through the website. Go to the program registration at the Fitchburg Senior Center's website, fitchburgwi.gov, or give them a call to get registered. Happening this week, we have the Town of Madison Get Acquainted meeting happening this Thursday. I want to remind everybody of this on Thursday, April 28th at 6:30 p.m. We'll be out at the Courts Benefit Building, 2650 Innovation Parkway for public information and get acquainted meeting regarding the Town of Madison attachment. We'll have a short presentation followed by questions and answers. Additionally, staff from the city departments will be on site to answer any questions that you may have about this change that will affect you. You can also view more information about the attachment. That information is on our website at fitchburgwi.gov. Right on the homepage says Town of Madison Attachment. You can click there and check out our frequently asked questions, up-to-date information. Our postcards that we sent out are up there, the poster about the event. It's all there for you, and we'll continue to update that. And we'll be sharing other great information coming up at this meeting. So we look forward to seeing you this Thursday. Speaking of Thursday, we also have McGaw Park Pickleball Community Kickoff event. This is happening at 5:30 p.m. at McGaw Park, 5236 Lacey Road. It is weather dependent, so if there happens to be rain, there is a scheduled rain date, and that moves it back to May 4th. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. There are chances. We'll see what happens. But either way, this meeting will cover scheduled open play times, where to find lessons, how to attend clinics, leagues, etc. And after the announcement, stay and play. Pickleball paddles and balls will be available tomorrow, and experienced players will help teach and answer your questions. It's going to be a lot of fun. So want to come out for that. I'll be at McGaw Park. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we're talking about stress. You know, pickleball could probably be on that stress reliever. I'm just saying. But we'll talk about stress as it is Stress Awareness Month. I'll have some tips for you coming up. And later, we'll check in with our city administrator, Chad Brecklin, on what's happening here in the city of Fitchburg. Stay tuned. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother ya?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg in the digest. And today we're talking about stress. Stress in you. Yeah. Stress affects everybody. It doesn't matter how old you are, whatever circumstance, there's stress out there, and it's Stress Awareness Month. So I thought we'd take the time to talk a little bit about stress. I don't think you need to know much about what causes stress, but more what you could do to reduce some stress or find your inner peace. we'll talk about it all here. And I'll publicly say I'm a stressed guy. I've been stressed for a long time. I've been part of family that has a lot of stress. This stuff's important to me, and stress and reducing stress is a good thing because it can bog you down. And I openly admit it bogs me down sometimes. So this is all great tips to share with you. So let's start with, well, Stress Awareness Month. According to the national calendar, this is nationaldaycalendar.com, where we pulled some of this information, but Stress Awareness Month is an annual designated observed in April. And it makes sense, at least here in Wisconsin, when we talk about the transition from winter to spring. Yeah, we're a little stressed, okay? We want those warm temperatures to come in. But anyways, I digress. This month also recognizes the difference between good and bad stress and try to find your happy place within the madness. I like how that's written. Everybody feels stressed from time to time, especially as we get older and the responsibilities really pile onto our plate. I mean, it just stacks up, right? Seems like no matter what it is, and we've been dealing with a lot of stress with COVID, with our jobs, with our life. We got to slow down, and we got to find ways to understand it and again find that inner peace. So stress can become a lot more. So if you don't deal with the stress, long-term effects from stress can lead to some crazy things here. Long-term stress can prove to be more than just a mental issue, from headaches to stomach disorders to depression. Even very serious issues like stroke and heart disease can come as a result of stress. When you are placed in a stressful situation, specific stress hormones rush into your bloodstream, leading to an increased heart rate, blood pressure, and glucose levels. Learning to cope with our stress and finding healthy ways to deal with these situations can go a long way in living a healthy and positive life. So, healthy ways of coping with stress. These are some simple tips here. There are so many different ways of doing it. I encourage you to go out there and find whatever works best for you. And talking, I think, is the biggest one, right? So some basics you can use for coping: take care of yourself, eat healthy, exercise regularly, get plenty of sleep, give yourself a break if you're feeling stressed. That's a lot of things there, but those things go a long ways. Do you eat 3 meals a day? Do you exercise regularly? They say exercise helps reduce stress significantly. But if you're stressed, and I can say this, I part of my stress, I have a hard time exercising. I don't always eat right, then I'm not sleeping well, and it's like you just got to find a way to give yourself a break, right? Share your problems and how you are feeling and coping with a family member, friend, doctor, pastor, or counselor. I pick on Bamlin a lot in the show. Bamlin and we talk all the time. We're like our own self counselors. Like I share some good stuff with him. We talk. He's a coworker, but it's just another person to talk and get some relief. Yeah, Andrew's good. He's Dr. Andrew, Dr. Bamlet. Ooh, like it. But it's good to share with somebody that you feel comfortable talking to. I think that's a great thing. Avoid drugs and alcohol. These can create additional problems and increase the stress you already are feeling. And recognize when you need more help. Know when to talk to a psychologist, social worker, or counselor if things continue. Talk to your doctor. It starts with your doctor. You can easily talk to them. You can send the messages, whatever, to get the conversation going. But you don't have to live with stress. You can work ways to find relief. And some other ways to find relief. We talked about some of these before, but a good list here of some things that really stand out and really, again, can change things. Being active. I mean, put the phone down. I have that problem all the time at night. Just get locked into the phone. And you got to put it down. Just get yourself away. Do something fun. Find a new activity. Find a new hobby. That's not phone, that's a good one. So being active is good. Eating healthy diet, avoid unhealthy habits, meditate, laugh more. Now, if this show isn't helping you with stress, then I'm not doing my job right, because we laugh all the time on this show, and we're trying to present it in a nice, fun way. But also have some laughs and get the information out. But connect with others, which is so important now. We've been away from each other now. We're slowly connecting with each other again, which is awesome. Assert yourself. Try yoga. I tried it. Almost collapsed. Thank you, wife. But it's good for the soul there. Get enough sleep. Keep a journal. That's a good one. Keep a journal of the things that do stress you, so you know what's actually causing the stress. Get musical and be creative, and seek counseling if you need some additional help. Like I said, start that conversation with a doctor if you can. So important. All right, that does it for me. I hope you have a stress-free life and take time for yourself and just enjoy everything you got right in front of you. It's an amazing time here. All right, we'll take a quick break. Coming up next, we'll open up our guest segment. We'll talk with our stress-free boss, Chad Brecklin. That's next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today is your city administrator, Chad Brecklin. Chad, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Jeremy. How about you?
I don't know. I sound like a baseball announcer when I call you in. Chad Brecklin. Maybe you need like walk-up music too. We can arrange that if you want.
Yeah, some walk-up music would be nice. And if you want to, treat me like I'm some sort of sports professional, I'm good with that.
Are you into baseball at all, Chad? I don't even know. I know you're a football guy, but do you keep up with the baseball?
I mean, I do pay attention to the Brewers, but in all honesty, 162 game season is a long haul. So I kind of check in and check out at various points in the season. So I'm sure, the baseball purists who might be listening are cringing at that statement, but yeah, like I said, I certainly am a fan of the Brewers and pay attention during the season, but I'm not tuning into every single game.
That's fine. I'm with you. I'm the same way. I'll check in early, check out, check back in, and that's does it okay with me. So, all right. Well, we're not here to learn about Brewers from you today. We're here to talk about some other things in the city, and we're going to jump right into Town of Madison update. Postcards recently went out to residents that will be coming into the city of Fitchburg, but we've scheduled an important open house meeting coming up.
Yeah, we have April 28th at 6:30 over at the Courts Health Building, Administrative Building on Novation Parkway. We are having our first public information meeting for our Town of Madison residents and business owners who are, as you mentioned, going to become residents of the city of Fitchburg and our business owners within the city of Fitchburg on October 31st of this year. It's obviously a great opportunity for folks to learn a little bit more about the services the city of Fitchburg offers, ask some questions, and then also meet representatives from a variety of different departments here within the city of Fitchburg.
Chad, this just doesn't happen every day where, a city attaches to another city. And maybe for folks not familiar, just a short piece so people know for residents of Fitchburg and residents to be Fitchburg, where are we talking about?
Yeah, so you are right. In fact, I think we're learning from our friends at the state that this may be the first situation in which a town has been attached to 2 municipalities at the same time. In the past, it has happened where a town has attached to 1 municipality. But obviously with 2 municipalities involved, it does create a whole host of considerations and issues. How do you divide assets and liabilities of the town as it exists when it ultimately, and then when it dissolves? How do you continue to provide services to the residents in a seamless manner? How do you do things like reassess properties or send out tax bills or utility bills, sewer rates and property tax rates, and inventorying infrastructure like park shelters and park facilities and roadways conditions. There are a lot of issues that need to be addressed. And in fact, I gave an update recently at the city council meeting that I think it was somewhere around 227 individual questions, items, or issues need to be addressed across all of the departments here in the city of Fitchburg as it relates to absorbing or attaching the town of Madison here coming up in about 6 months. So a lot of considerations. And as you've mentioned, there's really no playbook for this.
Yeah, and behind the scenes, Chad, this has been in the works. City staff has spent quite a bit of time trying to organize and get ready to answer all questions. But if residents do have questions, or future residents alike have questions, how can they find out more information at this time ahead of the meeting? And then certainly we're going to share some great stuff coming up down the road as well. But what can they do to find some info now?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple of different options in particular, but we have a Town of Madison landing page on our website with a whole host of frequently asked questions where folks can take a look at least the questions that we've been posed to this point or that we anticipate folks will have. Many of those answers are there. That also on our website will also provide information just in general about the city services that are provided here in Fitchburg. And that website information can be translated into other languages. One of particular interest may be Spanish. There's some instructions on how to do that on our website as well. So at least some basic translation has taken place for folks who may prefer to read it in a language such as Spanish. And then additionally, you can always reach out to city staff either by calling the clerk's office at 4200 and posing a particular question about the town, and they can route you in that direction, or reaching out to me or Lisa Sanford, our city's executive assistant, via email would also be another way in which you could potentially pose a question. And between the two of us, we can route your question to where it may be most appropriately answered.
Yeah, and we got a lot of fun events coming up. We're going to be announcing those here at the open house. So a lot to come on that, but thank you for the update there.
Yeah, before you move on to the next topic, Jeremy, I do just want to thank you and Lisa for all the efforts that the two of you have put into this public information meeting, as well as just our overall communications and outreach plan. It's a team effort, and you two in particular have stepped up on this topic, and appreciate all the work that you and your crew is doing.
Yeah, it's been a fun, a lot of work, but a fun experience at that, because it's better to understand what residents want information. So it's kind of interesting. It's once in a lifetime experience, I think, for sure. So taking it at all seriousness, it's a lot of work, and we have a lot of great information to share out there, and we hope to reach as many residents as possible during this time. And even if we don't get you the first time, the second time, the third time, we're still going to be here for you. And I think that's the most important thing at the end of the day. Now, and it does stay in the Town of Madison area here. We're going to talk a little bit about elections. We just had election recently, but we will be changing things up a little bit coming up. Tell us what you know.
Yeah, obviously, we just had our April 5th election here in the city and throughout the state of Wisconsin. As was anticipated, turnout was generally relatively low. I think we were in the low 20% for turnout, generally speaking, across the city. And as elections will obviously continue to be a part of our future operations here and taking on the Southdale neighborhood within the Town of Madison, we do have some polling locations that we'll be looking to identify with the intent of adding a fifth location that will help put a polling location into Northeast Fitchburg that would be either in the Southdale neighborhood coming into the town, or at least in Northeast Fitchburg as it exists today. That would be much more convenient for our Northeast area residents to be reaching their polling location versus traveling here to the City Hall or City Center area. And then one other bit of information that I have shared with the council recently is that our District 1 polling location at Little John's will not be available in the upcoming August primary and November general election due to ongoing remodeling plans and projects there at that location. So definitely some changes as it relates to polling locations. The city will be sure to communicate any changes in polling locations as they relate to our registered voters, and also be sure to include that information on our website as well.
Yeah, it's we'll keep you up to date on that. And a special thanks to Chad, to all the election inspectors and our clerk's department, continuing to provide the best services when it comes to our elections.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for that, Jeremy. Certainly our city clerk, Tracy Oldenburg, her team here at the city of Fitchburg in the clerk's department. And as you also mentioned, all of our election workers that all dedicate their time, energy to ensuring that our elections are done in a fair, equitable, and secure manner. A lot of work goes on behind the scenes by Tracy and her crew. That really ensures that we have a really solid election process here in the city. And, we're lucky to have folks who are willing to do this work. It's often quite challenging, often goes on behind the scenes, and sometimes may not get the recognition it deserves.
Absolutely. Yes, they do a great job. Second to nobody here in the city of Fitchburg. No, we appreciate every election worker and clerk's department across the state, but we certainly got a great group here in Fitchburg. Chad, we ran out of time. We appreciate it. We'll check back in with you next month and ask you about tennis.
Sounds great. I look forward to it.
All right. Chad Brecken, your city administrator. You gotta have a little fun when you have the admin on, for sure.
Could be Wimbledon time at that point.
Oh, don't you even start with me.
No, that's summer. That's summer.
Yeah,
probably French
there you
Open.
go. You blew it.
It'd be French Open time.
Oh my gosh. That guy right there, city administrator Chad Brecken, we'll check back in with him next month. Then take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Como padre, todos los días son un desafío. Y hay que estar ahí presentes. No importa lo cansado que uno esté, hay que estar ahí presentes para ellos. Cuando los niños aprenden algo nuevo, es ese momento mágico y especial. Y creo que presenciar ese momento es mi favorito.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, wrapping up the show for today. I want to thank Chad Brecken for being on the show. We'll check back with him in the month of May. Can't believe it's already May. With up-to-date stuff happening here and around Fitchburg. And, we talked about that stress. Just let it go. Let it go. Scott says that as our staff. He always says that. Let it go. Let it go. That's how he says it. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, you can with Back TV.